Okay, this is for activity A, for trend lines. The first thing you need to do is get your Gizmo ready. So it says, be sure that comparing latitude and snowfall is selected in control. So we have control and table, we have latitude and snowfall. So make sure yours looks like that. And then we can move on. It says, look at the point closest to the upper right-hand corner, give the coordinates of the point and the city represented. So this is left, this is right, up right corner. So there you go. You want to give that information. And then it says now find the point closest to the lower left-hand corner, give the coordinate of that point and the city it represents. So left, bottom, there you go. There's that information. Why are these cities the most extreme in the scatter plot? So think about what you know about the two cities that we just talked about. Why are they the most extreme? A line that fits the point in a scatter plot is called a trend line. Do you think the trend line for this data would have a positive, negative, or a near zero slope? So what do you think the slope would look like on this line or on this scatter plot? And then it says, show the least squares fit line to see the trend line. The positive slope indicates positive correlation, so fill in the blanks below. So you're going to click here. That's going to show you the trend line. You'll see the y equals mx plus b, which we will be talking lots about. And it says, so correlation, so as degrees north increase or decrease, you decide, the average snowfall temperature or snowfall tends to increase or decrease. Then it says click on the table tab. Does this data agree with your statement above? So now that you've decided if it increases or decreases, if you click on the table, what did you find out? As the latitude increases, what happens to the snowfall? And now it says select the controls tab again and compare latitude to snowfall and show least squares fit line are selected. Look at the equation of the trend line. Okay, so we're going back over to controls, making sure that the least squares fit line is selected, and now you'll see this line right here, and it says what do X and Y represent? So think back to what we talked about before. Our X is our horizontal axis, and our Y is our vertical axis. So the X is the degrees north, and the Y is the average annual snowfall. What's the slope and the y-intercept? So when you look here, you have your M and your B. So what's your M? What's your B? And then in general, where are the data points located in relation to the line? So in general, are the points above it? Are they below it? Are they like right on it? So you get to kind of answer how you feel that is. And then next it says select show probe, drag the purple probe slowly across the graph, place it at 45 degrees north latitude. In the colorful table, what do the Y lines and Y data tell you? Okay, so show probe, and we want to go to 45. You'll see it's moving over here to the left. So I click and dragged it over to 45, and now you see the X is at 45. And then it says, in the colorful table, what do the Y line and the Y data tell you? So here, if you look at the line, where the probe crosses the line versus the data around it. So what does that tell you? If the line is at 40.79 and the data is at 49. And then it says on the controls tab, turn off show probe and show least square fit line, and then compare latitude and temperature. So we're turning this off, and then we're changing it to latitude and temperature. And now it says what variables are represented in this scatter plot. So think about what we know. The variables are going to be your X and your Y. And so your X is your horizontal, your Y is your vertical. And now it says on the scatter plot at the right, sketch a possible trend line in the scatter plot. Click on the show least square fit line to check, is the slope positive, negative, or near zero? So if you are doing this on paper, you can just draw through it. And it says, click here to select edit to use the drawing tool. So I think click here to select edit and then use the drawing tool. How do you do that? Oh, hey, double click on it. That's what it meant to say. And then now you can put a line through it, and you're going to try to move that line to where it's going to go through as many of the points as possible. And then your line will be saved. I'm going to undo that for me because I don't want the line there. I don't know how to get rid of it now. There we go. That was easy. Okay, so undo didn't work. Heads up. Fill in the blank to tell what the slope indicates about the relationship between the variables. So as the degrees north increase or decrease, you decide the average temperature tends to increase or decrease. The correlation between these variables is negative. You'll notice it kind of makes a negative slope. So then now we're going to turn off the show's least square fit line and select latitude and precipitation. So now we're going to go down here to latitude and precipitation. And you're going to do the same thing. Do you think it's going to have a positive or negative or no correlation? So think about what that is. And then you'll click on it to see if there's any relationship. And you'll may not think that's a very good one, huh? You should see that there's essentially no relationship or no correlation between latitude and precipitation. Why does that make sense in real life? And then that is the end of Activity A.